What happens when your twins are no longer bound by the double stroller and want to walk or run everywhere? Let's talk about how to teach your twins to stay close to you when you're out in public.
Welcome to the Dad's Guide to Twins podcast, the podcast that'll help you survive and thrive as a father of twins. Now, here's your host, the author of the book, The Dad's Guide to Twins, Joe Rawlinson.
Hey everybody, welcome to the podcast. This is Joe Rawlinson. I'm glad that you're with me today. So you're out in public with your twins. Nothing is greater than wearing amazing t-shirts that say you are a proud twin dad. I even have t-shirts for your twins. You can check out all these amazing designs of t-shirts over at twint-shirtcompany.com. Get your fit on for your next outing as a family, twint-shirtcompany.com. All right, so that double stroller has been a best friend of yours for a while now, but now your twins are getting bigger, more independent, and honestly, wrestling two squirmy toddlers into a stroller for a quick run to the grocery store feels harder than just letting them walk. Except walking means you've got two little people who can dart in opposite directions while you're standing there with exactly two hands. So I've been there with my twin girls. The transition from strapped in the stroller to walking beside me in a parking lot, it can be kind of terrifying at first. But here's what I learned. Most twins, in fact, most kids can master between the 18 months to 3-year mark, can master standing close to you through constant verbal cues and clear boundaries. It takes some patience and plenty of practice, but it absolutely works. You know, all those other parents of singletons, they've got it pretty easy, right? It's just a matter of math. They've got one kid and two hands. You've got two kids who can run in completely opposite directions, both with, the impulse control of toddlers. When my girls first started wanting to walk everywhere, I felt like I constantly was having to choose. Do I chase down one child, or the other one's headed the other direction? Which twin do I go after? Not a great feeling. So you're not being overprotective. You're being realistic about the fact that toddlers have zero danger awareness and maximum confidence. So in order to help go out safely in public, we started to practice at home. Before you can expect your twins to stay close in the grocery store with all of its distractions, practice in your driveway, practice in your family room. This is where you can build muscle memory without the big high stakes of danger outside in the real world. Practice one simple phrase that you'll use with your kids. For example, stay close. This is something we used with our girls. Some families say, stay in the bubble with dad, stay in the bubble with mom, or, be my shadow. Whatever phrase you choose, use that exact phrase every single time. Don't switch between stay here, come back, don't run away. Toddlers need repetition. Practice with your twins as you're going from the car to the front door, or from the front door to the car. Okay, we're going to practice staying close. Show me how you can stay right next to daddy. And then narrate and praise what you saw. Hey, look at that. You were both staying so close. Your feet were right next to mine. You're doing a great job. So the advantage of home practice is low pressure, right? Nobody's watching. You're not trying to actually accomplish an errand. And if you practice at home, something goes badly. Hey, you're already at home. No problem. Just try again. So in parking lots and crossing streets, stakes go a little higher. So everybody needs to hold hands. Or if you're in the shop, next to a shopping cart, hold on to the shopping cart. There can't be a lot of exceptions or negotiations around this one. You want it to be safe. So present it to your twins as a simple fact of life. In parking lots, we always hold hands. That's the rule. If one of them refuses, you pick her up, you carry her saying, hey, I see you're having trouble with our parking lot rule holding hands. I'm trying to keep you safe. Turns out, being carried around is a lot less fun than walking. So after a couple times of this, your twins are going to both be on team hold hands while we go through the parking lot. When you first start taking your twins out, outside of a stroller, outside of a leash, start small, really small. Your first practice run may not even be a full grocery trip. It could just be a 5-minute walk to check the mailbox or run into the gas station to pay for the gas. Before you get out of the car, state your expectations clearly. When we get out, you're both going to hold my hands. We're going to walk together, and then we're going to come right back. If you let go of my hands, we're going to go back to the car, and then follow through and do exactly that. So when you're at the grocery store with a shopping cart, keep one girl on each side of the cart so they're within arm's reach, or have them form a kind of a chain where you hold one hand and that twin holds the other twin's hand. Whatever works for your situation in your family, practice that experiment, see what's going to work best. So, of course, despite our best preparations, the twins are going to want to go in different directions. So your response needs to kind of depend on the danger level, right? If they're in a safer environment, like a fenced-in playground, and one twin can explore without much danger, it gives you more of an opportunity to reinforce the behavior you want to see. Whereas if you're in a high danger environment, like a parking lot or near a busy street, you need to scoop them both up, carry them back to the car, and then reinforce the rule. If anybody lets go of our hands, then we're just going to pick you up and take you back. Positive reinforcement and positive parenting is like the magic pixie dust of getting your toddlers to behave the way you want them to. I would praise my girls consistently when they did the right thing, when they stayed close. So you stayed right next to me in the shopping cart. Thank you. You stayed right next to me and held my hand as we crossed the street. Thank you so much. You did great. You were so safe. You're doing wonderful today, staying close to Dad. Plus, we'd find that the twins would often motivate each other to make safety a team effort. Sometimes they'd even remind each other of what they were supposed to be doing. We found that positive reinforcement significantly improved our chances of getting the behavior we wanted versus punishment for those behaviors. So praise the good behavior that you see, and you're going to get more of that good behavior. Now let's talk about different ages and kind of expectations of what to see with your toddlers. Developmentally, your twins may be on different tracks based on where they are age-wise. So by 18 months, they should be able to hold your hand, walk beside you for brief periods of time. Expecting them to stay close through verbal commands alone may not be enough. You need to just reinforce that holding hand method. We even used child leashes at this age, particularly when we would go into crazy, busy public spaces like a park or a fair or amusement park, something like that. So if you have to use a leash, that's cool. As the kids get a little bit older, though, they should be able to respond to direct commands like stop, freeze, stay by me, because by that time you should have practiced it a lot, and they should have more experience with that. They're starting to see cause and effect, and consequences start to make more sense to them. By their age 2.5, 3, your kids should be able to internalize some of these rules, these family rules that you've established. Like if you stay close to the store, we'll have time to play at the park after. So even as they get to 3 and beyond, they still might get distracted because they don't have a very long attention span. So it's not necessarily being defiant of your rules. They're just kids. So encourage good behavior, step in if there's a dangerous situation, reinforce the rules that you have as a family, and they're going to start to get in good habits. So in doing so, as they get older, they can also start to understand why you want them to do these things. So when we were teaching our girls to stay close, we're trying to build in why it mattered into that explanation. So you see that car over there backing up? The driver can't see you. So that's why you need to stay close and hold my hand here on the sidewalk. Or if you see bikes zipping down the road, bikes move really fast. We need to stand still on the sidewalk when we see the bikes go by. So as time goes on, they're going to start to develop their own internal safety radar instead of just blind obedience to your instructions. Eventually, you want them to be able to recognize danger and choose safe behavior on their own, but that's going to take some time as they get older and more mature. My girls demonstrated consistent, staying close behavior in safe environments. And then I knew when they were able to do that, like say at the park, we were able to extend their range, for example. So as they demonstrate responsibility, you can give them a longer virtual leash, as it were, still making sure that overall they're in a safe environment. So twins can learn these skills of how to stay close to you. It requires consistency, patience, and probably some abandoned shopping trips when the kids don't do what you want and you need to reinforce the behavior you like to see. But one day you're going to realize, hey, you just made it through your Target run without any problems, and your kids are staying close to you. So give yourself some grace. Use whatever tools work. Use the shopping cart. Maybe occasionally you need to use a leash, holding hands, whatever it takes. Practice the safe steps you want them to do. Follow through with consequences. Celebrate the victories every time they do what you need them to do. You're teaching two small people how to navigate the rules safely and simultaneously. That is generally hard work, but you're doing it, one parking lot at a time. So if you already mastered how to keep your kids safe, how to keep them close to you when you go out in public, what has worked for you? I'd love to hear about it. You can email me directly, joe@dadsguidetotwins.com. I'm also on Instagram and X @twindadjoe, and I would love to hear from you. And if I see you out in public, at the store, at the park, walking down the sidewalk, I would love to see you in some t-shirts from twint-company.com. We have shirts designed for moms of twins, dads of twins, grandparents, the twins themselves. These are fun designs that will help you stand out in the unique world that we live in as twin families. You can get shirts for yourself at twint-company.com. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you next time.